Let's get into some things of the things, child. We got some stuff to talk about today, honey. We got some stuff to talk about. Hit that like button if you are new here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a great time over here. You meant what you said when you said it. Really be as bad, because I'll be understanding y'all sometimes. And when y'all know when I say y'all, you know I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about y'all. Fix me that all these people that got something to say have been actively involved in the political process in their world. I don't believe it. You ain't gonna convince me. I know y'all love me. What's up, tribe? Happy hump day to you all. I hope everybody's having a great day. Let's get into it of the things. How are you guys doing today? Come on in. I'm gonna drop something. Let me drop the link in the chat. We are still doing the fundraiser for my Houston Star chapter for our scholarship fund. If you guys would love to, I'm going to put the link in the chat now. You guys know it's the double good popcorn. I know we have all been asked about a double good popcorn. And like I said, the money is going towards my Eastern Star chapter. And I know a couple of you guys have sent me donations. Those donations will make it to the chapter. If you want a receipt for your tax purpose, write-off purposes, please let me know and I can make sure I get you that. You have to give me your information, but I'll make sure I'll get that to you. Okay. Oh no, what's going on with Miss Cookie Ray's daughter? Hold on, let me scroll up. I'll be a perfect distract. My daughter's in surgery and my mind is racing. Claim a successful people. Yes, ma'am. Miss Cookie Ray, absolutely. We're gonna put that in prayer. And yes, speedy recovery, successful surgery, and all of the things. All of the things. So let me say hi to the people as you guys come in. What's up, The Informed? What's up, Tan, Chuck, Corey, Tawana, Amber, Golden, C Golden, I should say. Joanna, Lovely Soul, Itty Bitty, Katrina, hey boo, Nikki B. Quake, did I say hi? If not, I can say it twice. Ain't no thing. Oh, thank you. I'll change it. Thank you, Quake. Lovely Nola, Yvette, Ronnie. What's up, Chuck? I said Chuck already. Miss Cookie Ray, sending you loves and hugs. Lock Queen, Malicia. What's going on? Sebastian, hey, Sean. Hey, Melly, Alexis. I think that's everybody. Hold on. What up, El Teddy? The pupils are here. Thank you, El Teddy, for sending your class over. I appreciate it. What's up, Bama girl? Hey, Santavia. What's up, Don Don? Uh-oh. Yeah, I know Don Don here. That means it's time to do what, y'all? What up, Lee? Hey, Xavier. The Don Dons are here too. Yes, Don Dons. Hey, Cross Country Cruiser. Tracy Wilson. Paul. Diamond Pearl. Hey, boo. Miss Bay Thing. Lovely Homebody Girl. Symmetry. Pinker Bell. Miss Cookie Ray, Little Miss. It's a bunch of y'all in here. What's up, Sweet Pea? Kitty Doc, Grown Woman, Don't Try Me. Universal Goddess. Yes. Lady D. Amber. Felicia. If I missed you, charge it to my head and not my heart, you guys. Hey, Mimi. Y'all come on in. Let me change my banner so we can get into the things. And thank you for the tip. Somebody did send me a tip from earlier for the teacher project. Thank you for the tip. I appreciate it, my love. Appreciate it so much. So, y'all, let's get into it. We have a few things to get into today. I know this week has been dominated by Diddy. And we're going to talk about Diddy, but, baby, we can't stay there. Not today, we can't. We have other things to talk about, other people to talk about. We can't stay in the pool of Diddy today. Because honestly, we didn't really get a lot of new stuff. I mean, honestly, at this point, we get it. We get it. Diddy is a horrible person. Diddy was abusive. I get it. get my light a little bit closer. I feel like it's not bright enough around here. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this light a little bit closer. Sheesh. Hold on. Yes, don't forget to order y'all popcorn. We're halfway to our goal, you guys. Our goal was $2,000. We've raised $1,000. So thank you. I've actually sold $500 worth. So thank you, you guys. I'm half of what we done sold, honey. So thank you so much. I don't think the girls were there today. I don't think the girls were in court today. I believe that's what I was told, is that the girls were not there today. Let me see. I wish I could get it to stay there like that. Thank you, The Informed. Thank you, Symmetry. Tag on it. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Because it just seemed like it's so dark. Don was streaming today. Shout out to Don, who was dipping his foot in the Diddy pond. That didn't come out right. That did not come out right. Y'all know what I mean. Diddy was streaming. Diddy, Lord. Don was streaming today, going through the tweets. I think Inner City. What's the guy's name that everybody's been following his tweets? And for the people that did breakdowns from inside of the courtroom yesterday, they were really, really graphic. So just beware. Just beware, okay? But we'll get to Diddy. We got a few other things to get to first, but we'll get to Diddy. Inner City Press, thank you. We'll get to Diddy. Because we do have a few things to talk about, but yeah. Congratulations to Candace Dillard Bassett. She has landed a role in a play that is going to be here in the DC area. The play is called Dennis Williams' I've Cried the Blues. It's going to be playing here at the Warner Theater here in the DC area. The Warner Theater is in DC. So congratulations to her. She joins the musical cast. So I'm not sure how long the play is going to be here for, but I'm going to look into tickets and see. I definitely think this is right up her wheelhouse. We know she's dramatic as hell and she can sing. So I'm definitely here for it. And if I could get out there for a ticket, I'm going to check it out, you guys. So congratulations to Candace. I do not think Candace is going to be on this season of filming for the Real Housewives of Potomac. If she is, she's coming on later in the season because they've already started filming. And I have not heard or seen any pictures of Candace with the girls. I know during the off season, we saw Candace hanging out with the ladies, but I have not seen any pictures I have not heard of any rumblings of her filming. That doesn't mean she won't. That doesn't mean she hasn't. I'm just telling you, I haven't gotten any intel on it. But if she does come back, Candace definitely has a storyline. She had a baby. She's dealing with all of the things that have come with a post-baby situation. And now she she has this going on. So she definitely has a storyline that may not be drama. And you know what, Hibiscus Rose, I'm going to be honest with you and tell you, I think that's what it is too. Hibiscus Rose says she's grown past Real Housewives of Potomac. I think she has. I honestly think she has, you guys. Do I think that we'll see her on other projects on on NBC Universal? Yes, I do. I think we will continue to see her, but I do not know if she comes back to Potomac. I just don't know. I think that here's the problem with here's the problem that I think that people don't get. Part of the problem with these shows and these platforms is that people get on these shows and they get stagnant. I think that these shows are great stepping stones to whatever is next for you. And for people like Candace, who've always had aspirations to do more, I think it is a perfect stepping stone for people like Candace. And I think that at a certain point, you've plateaued and now it's time for you to go and do something else. I do not think Candace needs to come back. I know we miss her. Whether you like Candace or you didn't like Candace, I know she's missed. but I just don't think we need her back. The same way I don't think Nene should have come back. When Nene left the Real Housewives of Atlanta, I think Nene should have stayed gone and continued to build whatever she was building outside of Housewives. I know that some of those projects fell through for different reasons. I'm going to get into all of that. But I mean, Nene was on sitcoms and Broadway, and Nene had a lot going on. And I think that the minute things got bumpy for her, she went back to her comfort zone, which was Housewives. That's my opinion. I think that I really do think that not Candy. I really do think that Nene should not have come back. And it's not because I'm a hater. I'm not. I like Nene. But I think that, and that's why I think when she came back, she was so insufferable because she didn't want to be there. It was an easy paycheck. I think other people like Kyle Richards and Teresa Giudice, they get comfortable. It's an easy paycheck. It's a big paycheck for them. And it's an easy paycheck. Kyle started doing producing and things like that. And I know that every project isn't going to be a ball hit out the ballpark, but I definitely feel like Kyle has run her time. And that's why I think that's part of the problem we're having right now with these reality shows, is that there are a lot of people on these shows who have run their course, and it's time for them to do other things. Can they do other things under the umbrella of NBC Universal? Absolutely. But Housewives, I just think that let me see if that'll stay like that, because baby, it's just looking dark over here. All right. Is that too much? Now, is that too much light? That's better. Okay, I think that's better. I don't know why. I get it's overcast outside. I don't know what's going on with this light. I'm gonna get my life together over here in my makeshift studio. Anyway, as much as I can't stand Bethany Frankel, and I can't stand her, Bethany, I don't think, and I didn't even watch the Real Housewives of New Jersey, but I don't think Bethany should have come back. She built a brand. She built $1 billion, $1 million, whatever brand. She should have stayed where the hell she was. You know, I just think that. So that's what I'm saying about that. I know we miss Candace, but I just think she's fine doing other things. Housewives should be an entry-level position. I agree, Xavier. I agree. Thank you for everybody that said that they're ordering. Thank you, CJ Jones. Thank you, The Informed. Thank you. I believe it was Symmetry. Thank you guys who ordered the popcorn. I'm with you. I ain't never saw it. But yeah, I never watched New York. So I don't really know. All I know about Bethany is what I've read and seen. But what I've seen her do, like, she's insufferable on TikTok. I don't know why it is so hard to get people out of your timeline on TikTok. But when I say every time I see her pop up on my TikTok, I can't scroll fast enough. And I have blocked that lady and all. Child, I don't know why they keep wanting to put her in my timeline. But anyway, so congratulations to you, Miss Candace. Congratulations are also in order for my girl, the one and the only, the icon herself, Janet Jackson. She is going to be blessed with the Icon Award down to the American Music Awards this year. So congratulations to her. Y'all know how much I love my Janet. And they said this is going to be her first television performance in like over a decade. So I'm definitely here for that. Let me be honest. If she gives me the Janet that I saw in Baltimore last summer, I'm here for it. Matter of fact, no, if she give me the Janet that I saw clips of in Vegas, I'm here for it. Because the Janet in Vegas was probably the closest, from the clips that I saw, was probably the closest to the Janet that we know and love than I've seen in a long time. Baltimore, she was almost there. And I'm not talking about her performance and stuff like that. I'm just talking about giving us that sexy Janet. Y'all know for a while, Janet was walking around in a carpet. You know, she was walking around with them bulky clothes and all of that. I think Janet gets a little extra pep in her step when she's when she's got that sexy Janet stuff going. Y'all know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that you have to be half naked to be sexy. That's not what I'm saying. But I think Janet gets a little extra pep in her step. Y'all know what I'm saying? Now, I understand that Janet is knocking on 70. Well, how old is Janet? Knocking on 60. I understand she's a woman of a particular age. So I'm not saying that I expect Janet to give us all the flips, dips, and twirls that she used to do 20 years ago. But I am just saying that when I saw Janet in Baltimore last summer, I was like, yes, 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 ma'am. But then when I saw those clips from Vegas, I said, oh, ma'am. Yes, the velvet rope tour, Janet, that is actually my favorite Janet tour. I've probably seen Janet, I think like 4 times now. But the velvet rope was definitely my favorite. Oh my God, that velvet rope, bitch. That Velvet Rope album, the Velvet Rope moment. I was here for all of it. Okay, she's not 70. Okay, y'all, she's not 70. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. Okay, she's not 70. Sorry. Never mind. I love Janet. I don't care what nobody say. Her birthday is Friday. She'll be 59. Okay, so she's knocking on 60. I just was 1 decade off, JB. Don't do me. Hey, boo. I was 1 decade off. Okay. Hold on. What's the name of that show, JB? We were talking about the lawyer show that's going to be coming on Disney Plus. What's the name of it again? Okay, so that's Janet. That's Candace. Congratulations to Mara Brock Akil. Forever has been renewed for season 2. It has literally only been out for like 2 weeks, and Netflix has already renewed it for season 2. Maybe she can take the proceeds from the renewal of Forever and roll it into a Girlfriends movie, because she was telling us yesterday that she needed $50 million for a Girlfriends movie, and I'm not sure why she needs $50 million, but maybe she can get enough to roll it over into a Girlfriends movie. I am going to review Forever. I keep hearing great things about it. Forever is the reimagined Judy Blume novel. Now, if you are a young lady that grew up like I grew up, baby, you read all things Judy Blume. I read all things Judy Blume, and I know I read Forever, but it was forever ago. So I don't feel like I would remember enough of it for me to compare it, but I hear that it's really, really, really good. It's a coming of age story. I remember the big deal about Forever was about these 2 teenagers that wanted to have sex. But I'm going to get into it. When I say, y'all always know I reserve the right, but I'm gonna watch it. It probably won't be till next week. It's been too long for a Girlfriends movie. I don't know. Judy Sauce, I mess with Judy. Well, she said that Judy Blume gave her blessing to reimagine it. So I loved Judy Blume. Judy Blume and Beverly Cleary, baby, those was my bitches. I loved everything they came out with, and then I sort of graduated to Sweet Valley High. After that, and then after Sweet Valley High, I think that's when I started going through my militant phase, and that's when I started reading a lot of revolutionary type stuff. That's when I discovered the Black Panthers and Malcolm X and things of that nature. That's when I started really stepping into my blackness, you know. But baby, I love me some Beverly Cleary and some Judy Blume. Those was my girls. Yes, I used to love me some Sweet Valley High. A new one came out every month, child. I love me some Sweet Valley High. Them twins, baby, them twins. You still have the books now. I probably up in my parents' attic. If I go through the stuff that's in my parents' attic, it's probably still some books up in there, child. I loved all three and then switched to history. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I got into, because I feel like Sweet Valley High took me into like freshman year in high school. And then that's when I sort of, that's when I started listening to Public Enemy. And, I just got it, Brand Nubians. And, I got into my blackness, honey. I got into my blackness. Yvette, you too? See? Now that's what I don't need, Chuck. I don't need a living single 3-part. I don't feel like I need a living single. Now I'm gonna tell you what I would like to. Let me tell you what I would love to see living single do. Because I feel like even though it was rushed, they gave us closure. Even though it was rushed and some of it didn't, like the whole Kim Fields falling in love with the dude after 1 week thing and moving into his house and stuff. Like I feel like they went against everything that we had learned about her character. Not everything, but a lot of it. But I don't need a living single. Because again, they gave me closure. I walked away knowing what everybody was doing. What I will say though is, I would love to see, we talked about this before. I would love to see a reimagined living single. Like I would love to see living single get like the Bel Air treatment. I could definitely see living single becoming a drama about, these up and coming Black professionals in New York City, all living in like an apartment building. I could definitely see that reimagined, and it would be a little more serious, getting into like some more serious issues, especially in this day and age where you have Max as, an attorney, Black woman attorney in New York. You have Kyle being a stockbroker. We already had a couple of episodes where Kyle had to deal with, things in the workplace. Like I could definitely see that. Miss Durham official, I'm going to do it on my review channel. She said, have you watched the YouTube channel with Max and Sinclair? They break down all the episodes while watching. That is what I'm going to do over on my review channel. I probably will pick that up next week. I know they dropped the second episode today. So next week we'll probably do episodes 1 and 2. And then we'll catch up. I had not had a time to, because what I want to do is watch the episode myself without hearing what they have to say first. I want to watch it myself uninterrupted. Then I'm gonna go back and watch their podcast. So I am going to do it on my review channel. So yeah, but thank you. Yeah. And I know Kim Fields was actually on this week's episode, but I think she was on last week's episode too, I think. I hope they end up having everybody from the show on there at some point. Especially when it gets to the part where Kyle got fired. I've heard him tell the story, but I would love to hear him tell the story with his co-workers and just kind of hear how that affected all of them. I would love to hear that. And even when Kim Fields gets to the point where she explains why she left when she left. I don't know. I've never heard her go too deep, but what I did hear her say was she just couldn't do it anymore. And even though they knew it was the last season and there were only a few episodes left, she could not. She was done. And I'm wondering what happened, because I feel like something happened that she couldn't even do to finish up the season for her to be at that point where she was like, I'm done. Hey, Queen Diva, I was just talking about you the other day with somebody. I hope that your sister is doing well. I have not seen her, and I know last time she was down here, she was saying she had some real life things going on. So I hope she is well. Please send her my love. Yeah, I would be shocked if Latifah ever show you every time TV One has done a reunion show. She hasn't been there. Huh. Interesting. I felt blind not knowing that Friends bit off the whole concept. I didn't realize it for a long time because I didn't watch Friends. So I didn't start watching Friends till reruns. I never watched Friends. I was going to tell you all a lie. I did not watch Friends in real time. I discovered, I knew what Friends was. I'd heard about Friends, but I'd never watched it until I started watching the reruns. And I started watching the reruns right around the time of the last season. So I feel like I watched enough of the reruns that I did watch the last season in real time. But but I had never watched like from the beginning. So I honestly didn't understand. I honestly didn't understand the overlap. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't watch it from the beginning, but I watched Living Single from the beginning. So I remember Bill Cosby saying something nasty about Living Single, and it pissed me off. And like, listen, I've never been a Bill Cosby fan. I've respected Bill Cosby, but I've never been a fan of Bill Cosby. And I remember when Living Single first came out, and I remember him being quoted basically. I don't remember the exact quote, y'all, but I remember, I'm paraphrasing, but he basically was saying that it was a bad representation. It was showing women being promiscuous, and I was like, what? You know what I mean? Like, come on. So, and I felt even like I've doubled, because I'm like, Erica Alexander was literally on the Cosby Show. Like, why would you not want to support her? Why would you not speak positivity on what she had going on post Cosby Show? Like, it just felt really, I wish I could find the exact quote. But I'm paraphrasing, but he basically talked down on the show. And I was like, damn, I just felt like that was fucked up. So yeah, definitely respectable politics. Yeah. So, but anyway, Friends never really did it for me. I mean, I enjoyed it for what it was, but like I said, I probably would not have probably watched it if I had made that connection. I just didn't. I just didn't make the connection. You know what I'm saying? Did he watch the Golden Girls? Those ladies got it in. Okay. How you gonna be a prude and a predator? Ooh. I don't like how he did Lisa Bonet. Well, now I'm gonna be honest. Lisa Bonet kind of did some things to herself. Now, it wasn't. I don't think that was all Bill. I think some of that was Miss Lisa. Okay, some of that was Miss Lisa. But again, in hindsight, what I respect the hell out of Lisa Bonet is that she paved her own path. Whatever the consequences were, she paved her own path. I mean, to be fair, she did get pregnant while she was paying a freshman college student. Could they have hidden her pregnancy? Maybe. But she had also had problems on the set. Remember, she did that movie Angel Heart with Andy Rourke, where she was, topless, and it was dealing with, I remember it being real controversial at the time, and I remember her being topless. And then, of course, that's when she was dating Lenny Kravitz, and that whole situation. She was in love. Y'all know how women get when they in love, honey. She was in love, and she was doing what she wanted to do. And she was causing some problems on the set, but they did right. Chuck, she ended up coming back. They were able to rectify, and she did come back. So, to be fair, I don't like Bill, but love Cliff. There you go. There you go, Terry. Absolutely. They did hide Lisa Bonet's pregnancy for. Yeah, they did. They hid it in the beginning. They did. And I feel like had they been in a better space, that maybe they would have hidden it for permanent. They could have filmed around it. I mean, hell, they did it. They do it for everybody else. When they want to film around you, they'll film around you. You know what I'm saying? So I remember what show was that? Was it Desperate Housewives? What show was that somebody was pregnant, and it was a scene where she had to fall down, and they literally cut out the floor. So when she fell, literally there was nothing that, her belly wasn't in danger. I feel like it might have been Desperate Housewives. I think did I read somewhere that they trying to reboot? They trying to do like a black version of Desperate Housewives. I feel like I saw that somewhere. Desperate Housewives is one of those shows. I watched like the first 2 seasons and then I fell off. Debbie Allen wanted Denise to be pregnant at Hillman, but Bill said nope. Yeah. That was scandal. Okay, it was scandal. Child, remember Kerry Washington as had the bag and the big coats. But remember, she kept with a bag covering her belly, baby, when she was on while they were doing it. They're calling it Wisteria Lane. I might be here for that. I watched Desperate Housewives for like the first 2 seasons, and then I kind of fell off. Can you believe that being pregnant was a scandalous thing they wouldn't show on television? Yeah, absolutely. A big person behind the table. Yep. Yep. Yeah, if they wanted to hide it, they could have. But like they said, Bill Cosby didn't want to. And Debbie Allen, I have heard Debbie Allen tell that story. Yeah. Because let's be clear, that's a reality of college life too. Like, I can't tell you how many friends I had in college that got pregnant. Some kept the baby, some didn't. But I had a whole lot of them that got pregnant. Believe that. But anyway. Okay. Moving right along. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, where's my pen? Okay. Let's see here. We talked about that. We talked about child, y'all be getting me on these topics, and I feel like we talked about more than just one thing, child. So HBO Max, so Max is going back to HBO Max. Duh. Remember, Xavier, me and you talked about that when they first decided to go from HBO Max to Max. And I was like, why would you do that? Nobody knows Max. Like, it was stupid. Everybody knows HBO as HBO. Like, it was stupid for them to go by Max and change everything to just Max. So now they're going back to HBO Max because they're realizing that it was an utter failure by switching everything over to just Max. I just never understood why they did that. If you were going to pick between HBO or Max, pick the HBO. Everybody knows HBO. HBO's been around since I was a kid. Like, why would you? It didn't make sense to me. So they're changing it back to HBO Max. It's because David Zaslav wants to make HBO his own thing. Well, it didn't work. Right, Tawana, but you better not make me change apps again. I know that. Yeah, I definitely feel like it was a fail. No more Cinemax? Oh, I don't know. I thought it was Cinemax when I first saw it. Yeah, I thought it was like, I remember when they did it and we talked about me having to change the app and everything. I remember us having that conversation and I was like, it was stupid. Right. We knew Cinemax, we knew HBO. And even when it went to HBO Max, I don't think anybody had a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? But like Xavier said, it's people in their egos. He wanted to brand it. All right, let's talk about a little bit of TV stuff before we get into the heavier things. Andy said today on his radio show, I'm gonna read it to y'all directly. I'm gonna read y'all exactly what Andy said, honey. Because Andy said today on his radio show the following, and I quote: Real Housewives of New York is heavily underway. They're currently casting for the next season and confirmed Bravo just last week met with 10 potential new women. So it sounds like the Real Housewives of New York is coming back, but it is not coming back with the same people. That is what it sounds like. I feel like they're going to have a few anchors. Like, I think Sai is probably going to come back. I'm not sure who else, but I believe Sai might be coming back. For those of y'all who follow Sai, anybody here follow Sai other than me? I love Sai. I didn't always like her on the show, but I love her. Do y'all follow Sai? Did Sai and her husband split up? Anybody that follows Sai ask me, did Sai and her husband split up? Raquel and her wife. Her wife is beautiful. Like, her wife has a swagger, honey. Jessel and Aaron are needed. I don't know if they're needed. I really don't know if they're needed. The only reason why I said that is because I do follow Sai, and she just moved. She moved out of Brooklyn, and she moved out of that beautiful townhouse into an apartment. And I know in New York, just because it's an apartment does not mean it's cheaper than the townhouse. So please understand what I'm saying. But I'm wondering, her husband is never in her content. That doesn't mean that they're not together, but her husband's never a part of her content. Her kids are. And it just seemed like she moved into this apartment. It's a gorgeous apartment, but she moved out of Brooklyn. And I don't know. Like, I just get a vibe that it's more going on. But it could just be that they just decided to move out of the house, honey. I don't know. But I just remember her talking about how much she loved her townhouse and loved, you know what I mean? I don't know. It just makes me wonder, maybe she's moving because she kind of has to. I don't know. But moving right along. I don't know. That said, I might be done with Housewives overall because it just annoys me more than not. BQ said I follow her before Roni and still do. Yeah, I like her. Like I said, I don't always like her on the show, but I do like her. Weren't they just renovating their house upstate? Yeah, they still had a house upstate. They didn't sell the house in the Hamptons, but they sold their townhouse in Brooklyn. Well, let me not say they sold it. She moved out of it. And again, there hasn't been any announcement. I'm totally speculating. I'm just wondering if anybody, I know some of y'all see stuff that I don't see, or y'all follow things that I don't follow. So I just wonder if y'all heard anything, but okay. Also, the wives that are going to be swapping on that new show, Housewives Wife Swap, that we talked about last week. It looks like it's going to be Melissa Gorga. Surprise, surprise. Because let's be clear, we love her husband more than we love her. So I'm here for whatever wife swaps with Melissa having to deal with Joe and the kids. I'm here to see anybody move into that house and deal with Joe Gorga. Wendy Acefo, that should be interesting. Wendy Acefo is going to be a part of it. Angie K from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City is going to be a part of it. And I forgot who the other person is. One of them white ladies. I think the lady from the OC. I forget her name because I don't watch the OC. So I saw that post. I think I heard her say her husband, hold on. Her husband was there when the movers were packing while she was working. Okay. And again, I don't wish that on her because I think I think her husband's a cutie. I don't wish it on her, but I was just wondering. No way Joe Gorga is awful. I love Joe. I think Joe is a Neanderthal, but I love him. I couldn't be married to him, but I love him. But anyway, you saw Wendy today during lunch? Okay, where were you? Hershey Chocolate Mimi? Where were you? Emily. I think it is Emily. That's going to be funny with her nutty husband. Yes. Miss Foodie, I think it was Emily. So I'm still not saying I'm going to review it. It'll probably be in the category of Hotel Single. What's that show that they got going on right now with Giselle and Ashley? It'll probably be in the same category as that. I doubt I'll review it, but it might be something fun to catch over the summer. You know, whatever. But I'm probably not going to review it. Did you hear that Bridgerton is coming back in 2026 and has been renewed for 2 more seasons? I know they're filming. Yeah, Love Hotel. That's what it's called. Love Hotel. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know T is reviewing Love Hotel, but I'm not even watching it. So if y'all want to get a breakdown, y'all go over there to give me out a real T because he's breaking it down for us. All right, now, what you say that show was again, JB? All's Fair. What's it called? Yeah, Bridgerton was really. I never finished the last season. I never finished Bridgerton, and I feel bad, but I just could not get with that story. I didn't like it. So I probably will force myself to finish watching it. But it wasn't good. And I never finished reviewing the season. I liked season 2, but season 3, I just could not. And I think it was even worse coming after Queen Charlotte because Queen Charlotte was so good. And then season 3 was like, wah, wah, wah. But anyway, season 2. Oh, I just read that. Okay, it's called All's Fair. So let me tell y'all something. There's another show that is coming out, and I remember us talking about it when it first came out because I had some issues with some things. So the trailer for All's Fair dropped yesterday. I believe it was yesterday. That All's Fair is going to be on the Disney Plus channel. It's going to be starring Glenn Close, Niecy Nash, Tiana Taylor, or Niecy Nash Betts, Tiana Taylor, Sarah Paulson, I think, is not one of the stars, but she's on the show as well. But here's where my hesitation is. And the trailer looked pretty good. The trailer looked interesting. Definitely looks like something it would make me want to watch. But I cannot wrap my brain around the fact that it is starring Kim Kardashian. Y'all gonna have to work with me on this one. I was like, you mean to tell me you are gonna have Kim Kardashian starring in a show that includes Glenn Close? Like, if nothing else, Glenn Close should be. And I get it, she probably can't be the star because of the character, but Glenn Close? And you mean to tell me that Kim Kardashian is I just don't know if I can wrap my brain around it, y'all. But this show the trailer looks so good. It really did. And it is Ryan Murphy, which I love Ryan Murphy. I do love Ryan Murphy. But yeah, y'all gonna have to, if y'all want me to review it, y'all just gonna have to pray for me on that one, because I just can't wrap my brain around Kim Kardashian. Even if Kim Kardashian was just on the show, but she wasn't the star of the show, I might be able to work with it. But the fact that she is literally the star of the show, I cannot work. But can we give a clap? Can we clap it up for Niecy Nash Betts? When I tell you that Niecy Nash keep a job. I have loved Niecy Nash. I've been watching Niecy Nash since Reno 911. I love Niecy Nash, right? She keep a damn job. Every time I look up, Niecy Nash is doing something. She keep a job. This is the show that Halle Berry quit. Yep. Now I don't know why she quit, but she quit. Yeah, Niecy Nash keep a job. I loved her on. If y'all never watched Reno 911, go back and watch the originals. Don't watch when they tried to reboot it. It wasn't as good when they tried to reboot it. But go back and watch the beginning, the first like 3 seasons of Reno 911. Baby, when I tell you that, it's some funny, like holding my stomach, rolling around funny. I fell in love with Niecy during her reality show, Her Family Is Here. I missed the reality show. What up, D? I'm so sorry. I'm going to miss you, boo. You're literally coming in town as I'm leaving town. A lot of y'all said y'all loved her since Clean House. Halle said she had scheduling conflicts. What's she doing? We have not seen Halle Berry do nothing other than lay up in that bed with that fine-ass man of hers. And let's be clear, I'm not mad about her laying up in the bed with that fine-ass man. But what Halle Berry doing? That she was so... What was she so busy doing? Claus was good, too. I actually reviewed Claus. That was a hard show to review, too. Because China was so much going on in that show. But Claus was good, too. Claus was really good. You said she got that movie. She's in the John Wick franchise. Really? I didn't know that. Yeah, Halle has been busy. Yeah, she definitely got that body snatched. Yeah. Listen, Niecy is looking good. Okay. And I love her. Like I said, she's definitely one of my favorites. And that's another thing. Like, I love her. I love Tiana Taylor. I just... Uncle Daddy and them, yes. Now, that was some funny shit. That Uncle Daddy... Anyway, Claus was good. If y'all didn't watch Claus, go back and watch it from the beginning. Claus was good, too. And my girl that plays in Elsbeth now, she was in Claus. Claus was really good. Right. She busy laid up with that man and selling the menopause pills. And listen, I'm not mad at her. I ain't mad at her, you know. Yeah, Tiana, listen, Tiana Taylor body is bad, bad, bad to the bone. I don't. All right, now let's get into let me just say this final word on DDG and Halle Bailey. Um, Somebody asked me earlier about Halle Bailey. About DDG's mom defending him. I didn't see where his mom defended him. I did see where she left a cryptic message saying it's time for me to start speaking. I've been quiet too long. But if she said anything after that, I'm not familiar with it. Did she? Did DDG's mom say anything after she said I've been quiet too long? It's time for me to speak or some shit like that? Did she put out a statement defending him? The final season of Claws was not great, but it was a good show. But the final season was not great. Yeah, I didn't see where the mom said anything other than I've been quiet for too long. Um, um, it's time for me to speak. Let me say this, and maybe this comes from me working in education and seeing how mothers work, especially when it comes to their sons. I'm not surprised when I see a mother defend her son. I'm just not. We see it all the time. Mamas be in the courtroom. Their son could be on videotape with the weapon in his hand, and it could be the whole crime could be on videotape from beginning to end. And that mama will stand up in court and say, "Not my son. That's not my son. That ain't him. Y'all just trying to like." So I wouldn't be surprised if the mama stood up and came down here and told the internet that we got it all wrong and it ain't her son. It ain't her son. It ain't her son. And to be honest, y'all, let's call it. We've only gotten one side of the story, and I'm not saying before y'all don't get in my comments because y'all know I was already mad yesterday. All I'm saying is we've only heard one side of the story. So his mother may have a side of the story to tell. Now, to be fair, Halle mentioned his mother multiple times in her declaration to the court. So if the mama wants to respond, I feel like she's within her rights to respond. She was mentioned. Text messages between her and Halle were a part of her declaration to the court. So it's almost like Halle used his mom against him in a way. So if she wants to speak and give her opinion, I don't think she's out of line for doing it. And again, we've only heard Halle's side of the story. I don't, the mama might have something to say. Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I probably, if it were me, she probably just don't need to say nothing. But if she want to say something, listen. And let me say this, you guys. I do apologize for my outburst last night. Okay. I had a moment. And I did come down and I responded. 99.99999% of the time, I ignore nasty comments. But every once in a while, y'all, sometimes somebody gets you at the right time and at the right place, and you just got some things to get off your chest. The video in question, I did do a video last night. It's on members only. If you nosy and you want to see it, it's on members only for my members. And it may not be there much longer. I feel like I may end up deleting it eventually, but it's there right now, child. Brittany said you're a Cancer. I really understand. Thank you, boo. Yeah, so I have not. I did see. Excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. I did see with somebody. I saw another YouTuber saying that DDG has responded. I haven't heard his response either. I did see where his brother came out and said that Halle was abusive towards his brother. And that she's a part of the Illuminati. I did see that. So the way I feel about it is this: go to court, get it in writing, get visitation in writing, work out child support, work out visitation, and move on just move on your merry little way, child. Move on your merry little way. He made a post. Okay. Yeah, just that's how I feel about it. All he said was he's good on this end and that he will continue to stream. Of course he will. Now, somebody left in my comments that he must have been served before the Met Gala, because when he was streaming during the Met Gala, he never said his son's name. So they said, the person in my comments was like, I feel like he had already been served because he never mentioned his son's name during the stream he did the night of the Met Gala. And I said, maybe he did. Maybe he was. Child, I ain't about to get into. I mean, I hear what you're saying, Nubian, but I ain't about to get into no conversation about the Illuminati. He should know before we did. Well, this is what I'm going to say. And again, somebody left this in my comments too. Was like, he didn't find out on live stream. He already knew. Y'all, let me say something. When I bring y'all information, all I can do is all I can do. I can do is bring you the information that I have. And by all means, I'm never mad at y'all for telling me more information or giving me updated information or telling me something I missed. Because Lord knows I can't be on every blog all the time and see everything. Let's just call a thing a thing. But all I can do is all I can do. The girl went to court yesterday. We read the paperwork. It was dated May. What was yesterday's date? The 13th. It was dated May the 13th. So it doesn't necessarily mean that he got the restraining order yesterday because it was granted yesterday. He wasn't in court. He wasn't there. I don't think a lot of people understand how this works. People go to court and they get what you call a temporary restraining order. Once that restraining order is usually for like 30 days. After the 30 days, then you have to go back to court to get a more permanent order. Those are the ones that usually last for 2 years, 5 years, 1 year, or whatever. He wasn't in court yesterday. So it's not unrealistic for him to have found out about it online. So when people were like, right, it was right. So when people were like, oh, he knew, he might not have known. The paperwork was dated for yesterday. She went to court yesterday. And it is not unrealistic for it to hit the blogs before he was notified. If he was not in court, y'all have to remember a couple of things. Number one, there's a 3-hour difference from the East Coast to the West Coast. When he was streaming online and he was like, what the hell? It was like early afternoon. It wasn't 6 or 7 o'clock our East Coast time. It was early afternoon. And then the other thing that people have to keep in mind is, especially in places like New York and LA, there are literally people who are just waiting for certain names to pop up. Right? There are people who literally get paid to watch the court dockets to see if any celebrity is filing paperwork for any reason whatsoever. I'm not saying he did or he didn't know, but it doesn't mean that he was pretending and he didn't know. It doesn't mean that. Now, did he know that him and Hallie were in a bad space? Of course, I'm sure. Did he know that the two of them was beefing? Yes. But I don't know if he knew that she went to court yesterday and got that paperwork. I don't know. But it doesn't even matter. Like, why does it matter? Like, that's the kind of stuff that y'all be coming in my comments. And I'm like, I literally am just showing you what's on the internet. I wasn't in court. I can't tell you what that man knew or what he didn't know. But y'all be, when I say y'all, I ain't talking about y'all. But y'all really be in my comments like, he didn't, that's how he already knew. And it's not even so much what y'all be saying sometimes, it's the way y'all say shit sometimes. I can hear it through the phone. I can hear how y'all saying it through the phone. Chuck, she says she alleged that he was abusive. So anyway, moving right along. That's all I had to say about that, chat. I feel like they're going to have to go to family court to resolve whatever needs to be resolved. So, moving right along. All right, we almost there, y'all. We almost there, honey. We almost there. RFK said that people should not take what he says as medical advice. That's all I got for that. Moving right along. So we knew what the hell you didn't know what you was talking about when you started talking about the moving right along. I'm not even. That's all he's getting. That's all he's getting. Okay. There was Married to Medicine is filming Quad's birthday. Expect to see Quad's birthday again on Married to Medicine. She had a birthday party last night, and it was, clips from that, and looks like a lot of the ladies were there. I didn't see Dr. Jackie. I didn't see Dr. Simone. I saw Heavenly. I saw Toya. I saw Dr. Mimi. I think I saw Contessa. Don't quote me on that. But we also saw Yandy. We also saw Tamika from Escape. So shouts out to the people. All right. In Donkey of the Day news, let's get down here to it. In Donkey of the Day news, I hate when I do this because I'm always scrolling and then I see all this other stuff. All right, hold on. Oh, wait a minute. I thought it was on the Breakfast Club. Maybe it was the Shade Room. Hold on. Maybe it was the Shade Room. If not, I do know where I can find what I'm looking for. Oh, here it is right here. So in Donkey of the Day, Snoop Dogg, you get Donkey of the Day. Tamar's getting Donkey of the Day next, but I got to start with Snoop. Now, as you guys remember, back, in January when it was, inauguration time, Snoop, got put on everybody's, not everybody's, but Snoop got put on some people's list because he performed at the Crypto Ball during the inauguration weekend, and a lot of people side-eyed, looked at him funny. Well, today he went down to the Breakfast Club and he basically gave all of us his ass to kiss. Now, that's how I took it. Y'all might take it differently. I'm gonna let y'all hear what he had to say, and then we can discuss it. Okay.
You did the crypto ball.
Oh Lord, the sound went
Crypto
out.
ball for what? 30 minutes. Made a whole bunch of money. Made a lot of relationships to help out the inner city and the community and teach financial literacy and crypto in a space that it don't exist. That's 30 minutes. 30 years, Snoop Dogg been doing great things for the community, building, showing up, standing up for the people, making it happen. being all I can be. So which one is it? 30 for 30. 30 minutes or 30 years? Oh, is it a crime? Nope.
I hated that, man. I ain't gonna lie. I hated how they came at you.
And I love how my people defended me, but I didn't give y'all no ammunition. Meaning that I never said nothing. So it was kind of becoming like, damn, man, y'all keep riding on dog and I ain't finna have that. Y'all can't. But damn, he ain't said nothing. So it's like, I can't fight for another man that ain't gonna fight for itself. You hear people's, so tomorrow, is it a crime? I'm fighting.
And then they kept taking the video saying, well, he said this about Trump back then, but then he DJ. But it's not, you didn't endorse nobody. You just you DJ the party.
But those are bots. And then there's entertainers who was getting behind it and trying to make something out of it, which to me is like most of those guys, they live off of the internet and live off of that energy. The things that I do, even if I would have done it for him and hung out with him and took a picture with him, can't none of you tell me what I can and can't do. But I'm not a politician. I don't represent the Republican Party. I don't represent the Democratic Party. I represent the mother gangster party. Period, point blank. And you don't explain. So that's why I didn't explain. That's why I didn't go into detail. I'm trying to condemn with a video. Said.
So then he proceeds to go off about people coming into his inbox and yada, yada, yada. First of all, I feel some kind of way that he wrote off the whole thing as it just being bots that had a problem. No, sir. These were not just bots that had a problem with what you did. It was deeper than bots that had a problem with what you did. Because I had a problem with what you did, and I'm not a bot. Now, I mean, I wasn't sliding in his inbox because it just wasn't that different either. A lot of people said the same thing, but here's what I want people to understand, in my opinion. These are millionaires / billionaires that are telling us it's not that big of a deal. Because at the end of the day, they are benefiting from the shit that Trump is doing. They're benefiting from the influx of the stock market when they can buy these stocks cheap and wait for them to go back up. They're benefiting from the tax cuts from this new budget that he's putting out, and they're benefiting from all of the new grants and programs. They're not calling them grants, but it's rich people. They're benefiting from that stuff. The Michael Jordans of the world, the Snoops of the world, like all of that. Like, so this is definitely a case where all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Just because you run a football league in the inner city does not mean that you are above reproach when you are out here supporting a person that is literally kicking our backs in daily. And the fact that this is May the 14th, 3 months later, and your ass is still defending that shit, seeing the bullshit that he's done over the last 3 months. It would even be different if he came down and was like, look, y'all, I didn't think it was a big deal. I thought that it would put me in a room with some people that I could make some moves with. But I realize now why everybody felt how they felt. And I really don't like the things that he's done. Like, if he had done that, I might have even been like, But the fact that he took his happy ass down to the Breakfast Club on today, and you still standing on that shit, and you still finding a way to defend it and excuse it, yeah, I'm good on that. Yeah, I'm good on that. Yeah, he doubled down on it. You know, and he talking about something. I didn't come down here and say nothing because I'm a gangster. Gangsters don't have to explain themselves. Okay, gangster. You ain't gotta explain yourself to me. And I'm sure that my unfollow, that my non-support is not gonna put a dent in your bank account. I understand that. However, I gotta sleep at night. You know, so that was Snoop. If y'all want to hear the whole interview, y'all know y'all can go down to the Breakfast Club and hear everything he had to say. I'm sure he was plugging something, because why else would he come out and speak on it? Because I'm sure he wants y'all to buy something. I'm sure he's selling something. I'm sure he's gonna be in a new TV show or movie or something. I don't know. He got something going on. But Exactly. One and only says, they say it's crazy because this man is affecting the community he claimed to be helping. Right. You said that performing at the crypto ball for 30 minutes put you in a room to make deals and help out the community, not the community that Donald Trump is trying to eviscerate, not the community that he's trying to get rid of. I'm pretty sure that people you grew up with are being affected. Members of your family have been affected. You know what I mean? And the fact that you still coming down here defending that shit, I'm good on it. He's got new music coming out. Yeah, nobody wants that. Talking about I'm not a politician. Was it a crime? Anyway, so that's my first to steal the Breakfast Club. That's my first donkey of the day. Tamar is my next donkey today. And listen, I'm really about to put Tamar on the permanent sick and shut in list. She about to be over there with Kanye West and Christian Rock. People we just don't talk about no more. Y'all notice how I ain't said nothing about Kanye out here acting a fool and all the shit he been doing over the last couple of years. Y'all notice how we been ignoring him? Y'all notice how I ain't said nothing about Chris Johnson? She busted out that boy tooth down to the Tamar Braxton show. Y'all notice how I be paying these people no attention? Tamar about to be on that list. So Tamar did the Nene Lake show, not Nene Lakes, Nene Leak show. Let me tell you something, Nene. Here's what bothers me about people like Tamar. Tamar starts the fire and then plays victim. So today, I didn't even watch the whole thing. I'm being honest with y'all. I didn't watch the whole thing. But the few clips that I did watch, Tamar, once again, you are throwing stuff out. You're throwing stuff out. You're being insulting. You're being rude. You're being disrespectful. And you're coming for people who really don't talk about you, don't mention you, ain't brought you up, haven't addressed you. Now, if one of them respond, then the next thing you know, you're going to be the victim again. So first thing you did was you talking about Nene's ex-boyfriend. You said, and we don't know, I don't know which ex-boyfriend she's talking about, but you know, Nene and Tamar are friends in real life. So Nene was like, the one I'm dating now? She was like, no, the one you dated before this one. And she was like, the one I was, and they never said the person's name, so I don't know if it's the guy that she stole from the lady down in North Carolina or if this is somebody different. But neither here nor there. Tamar said that the person looked like a stud. Yeah, I mean, he looked like a whole stud. I mean, he just looked, he was giving off stud energy. What was that necessary? No, it wasn't Greg. It was somebody Nene dated after Greg, right? But what was that like? And Nene was funny. Nene was like, oh, because he didn't really care for you that much. So I feel like the two of them just didn't like each other, and that's fine. But again, Tamar, why was it necessary to say that man looked like a stud? And like, why? They were having a conversation about her dating and would she ever date a woman. And next thing you know, she done brought up Nene's ex-boyfriend saying he looked like a stud. It was like nobody was even talking about Nene and her ex-boyfriend. So that's the first thing. Then they were talking about the real. Oh yeah, that wig. I don't know what that hair was doing, Tamar. And I'm sorry. I don't know who put that wig on. I don't know why you thought that wig was cute. I don't know what that wig was doing, but it was terrible. Then she's talking about the real. Again, girl, you got fired from the real 10 years ago. Why are we still talking about it? And why are you still talking about it in the way in which you're talking about? Like, again, it was a part of your life. That's fine. But they talked about the fact that Nene actually tested for the real. And she was actually offered the job first. But she was in the process. She was still doing the Real Housewives and yada, yada, yada. So then she brought up the fact that I don't know who that was, Nikki. Nikki said, I remember that guy Nene was with. We all thought he looked like a stud because he really did. I don't know who that is. So I don't know who he is. So then Tamar, so Nene was like, yeah, so y'all, you know, after I turned it down, y'all hired Lonnie Love. And Tamar was like, I wish I had known because I never would have hired that whale back. have never heard Lonnie Love say anything nasty or negative towards Tamar in that whole situation. If anything, I have heard Lonnie be very gracious whenever she spoke on that situation and whenever she talked about that situation. I have never heard her come for Tamar publicly. I've never heard her do it. Why is Lonnie Love catching a stray? She kept calling her big black Cadillac. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, but if Lonnie Love come on her Instagram and cuss you the fuck out, then you're gonna be playing victim. Then you're gonna be playing victim. If Lonnie Love come down here and lay your ass out, then you're gonna be playing victim. And of course, it's Nene and Tamar. So of course, you know, Candy name had to come up. So they done brought up Candy's name. And Tamar said, Candy, you know we love you, girl, but you got to stop. You got to stop making people think that you so sweet and innocent and you don't do nothing when it be the behind the scenes stuff. And here go Nene, yeah, girl, it's the behind the scenes. So Nene was like, well, I would love to have a conversation with Candy. I would love to have a conversation with Candy. And Tamar was like, I ain't until she come down here and apologize and acknowledge that she lied. Until she lied. Until she say she lied and admit that she lied and admit that she lied and admit that she lied. I think, right, Candy lives rent-free in both of their heads. Again, Candy has paid you dust. Candy has said her piece on the situation and moved the entire fuck on. Tamar does always talk about people's physical features. She absolutely does. Cali Girl said, I personally think Vince is the reason why Tamar got put off the show. Either she knows that and won't admit it to us, or she needs to dive deep into the real reason why she was booted off the talk show. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember all of the details around when it happened, but I do think it had something to do with Vince, because Vince was a producer and so was Tamar. And the fact that Vince was an executive producer and Tamar was an executive producer and both of their ass got fired, something went down. Something went down. And the fact that Tamar found a way to blame the fact that Tamar finds a way to blame those women. Like, first of all, if you were the one of the executive producers and your ass got fired, please explain to me what you thought they were supposed to do. What were they supposed to do? Right, Mims. Hey, boo. I thought Tamar said she was done being messy. Right. Liar, liar, pants on fire. But yeah, I'm just sick of Tamar. And like I said, I might just have to put her on the permanent list over here because it's just always just drama. It's just always drama with her. And somehow or another, she always finds a way to play victim. Right. And that's what the only thing I've ever heard Lonnie say was, we didn't make any decisions and we did not know. Like, they didn't consult us. And once we found out, she says that she tried to reach out to Tamar, but by the time they tried to reach out to Tamar, Tamar had their asses blocked. I think Jenny said she was in Asia at the time, so the time difference, she didn't even get the news. Lonnie, I think, said she was asleep. Like, she was like, I was asleep. And by the time I woke up and I saw what happened and I tried to call her, she already had me blocked. I think the only person she still talks to is Adrian. Balon. Isn't that her name? Balon? I think that's the only one she still talks to. I don't think her and Tamar are cool, but I think that's the only one she still talks to. And my thing is, it can't always be everybody else. At some point, you got to look in the mirror and you have to take some accountability for the role that you play in all the shit. They did all that talking about Candy and both ended up on YouTube. Meanwhile, Candy is breaking records on Broadway and selling out arenas. Facts on facts on facts. Facts on facts on facts. Cajun is not that serious. Why isn't she a bully to the twin? I don't know what you're talking about, R and Diva. I don't know what you're talking about, boo. She said she's cool with everybody but Lonnie. Okay, because I know at one point she wasn't she wasn't talking to, I know at one point she wasn't talking to Jeannie. Um and Jeannie was like, girl, I was in Asia. Like, so maybe it's more to the story with Lonnie. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was more to the story. And like I said, that was years ago, so I really don't remember. I feel like at the time Tamar did explain why she had beef with Lonnie. I think she said Lonnie went to produce. I think she said Lonnie was complaining to production about her or something along those lines. But again, Lonnie, you were an executive producer. Lonnie was talent. So yeah, so moving right along, child. Moving right along. I just was dropping that in there. All right, let's get to these last two things. Ma'ams, when you going live, do your date, your breakdown. When you doing your breakdown, boo? If you haven't already. I've been here, so I don't know if you went live already. So let's talk about this new Tory Lanez information. Let's get into this, child. Hold on. So we know that last week or earlier this week, unfortunately, Tory Lanez was stabbed. They said that man was stabbed 14 times. But he is he was, they said that he was in really bad condition, but he's in better condition now. He's talking on his own, yada, yada, yada. Well, today, his attorneys had a press conference asking for his conviction to be overturned because of new information. Now, I'm going to read y'all this article and then I'm going to give y'all my 2 cents. Okay? All right. Bodyguard for Megan Thee Stallion's former friend Kelsey Harris claims she admitted to shooting rapper not Tory Lanez. The bodyguard and driver for Kelsey Harris alleges that he overheard her say that she shot Meg 3 times before Tory Lanez slapped the gun out of her hand. The saga of Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion cannot seem to end. Lanez, who was recently stabbed 14 times in a prison altercation, is currently serving a 10-year prison sentence for, among other things, shooting Meg in the foot in 2020 after an argument. Lanez has maintained his innocence in the shooting, and the only other person aside from the driver and the SUV they were riding in was Meg's former best friend, Kelsey Harris. In a press conference held by Lanez's legal team, Unite the People, Walter Roberts, the lead legal consultant for the organization, alleges that Lanez did not shoot Meg. According to Roberts, Unite the People was approached by Bradley James, the bodyguard and driver for Kelsey Harris during Lanez's trial, who allegedly overheard women during Lanez's trial. Allegedly heard Harris admit to be the shooter. Mr. James informed Unite the People he was witness to a conversation Ms. Harris had where she stated she had the gun. She fired it 3 times. Robert shared with reporters, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody. Never even touched the gun. Never fired the gun. According to Unite the People's website, it's a California-based nonprofit organization formed in 2014 by a small group of concerned citizens, yada, 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 yada. Roberts claims in the statement aligns with the testimony given by witness Sean Kelly, who said he saw 2 women fighting and 2 men intervening before one man grabbed one of the women's arms. Kelly also claimed the gunshots came from the passenger side of the vehicle where Harris was sitting, according to court testimony. In reference to why James, who did not sign any NDA or confidentiality agreements with Harris, is speaking out now, Roberts said James is doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Yeah. I promise y'all I don't care. I don't believe this. I feel like if you heard this during the trial, that was the time for you to come forward. I don't care. I believe what I believe, and this didn't change my opinion. I don't care. But I guess they think that that's enough to get the conviction overturned. I don't know. Baby, I don't care. It didn't change my opinion. I believe what I believe. And I'm done with it. Moving right along. And Kelsey already has immunity. Nothing is going to change. Now I wanted to stop. We are tired. Baby, ain't we tired? We've been talking about this since COVID. We've been talking about this since we were sequestered in our houses, baby. We have moved on, honey. Damn, we have moved on. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Today's testimony of Cassie was still on direct examination. Honestly, from where I was sitting, I listened to Don a little bit today. I listened to Pam a little bit today. Honestly, from where I was sitting, it just sounded like a lot of the same. It sounded like a lot of Cassie testifying. I understand Mims. Mims said he's going live in about 30 minutes. So if you want a full breakdown, y'all make sure y'all get over to Mims, make it make sense. I know that all of y'all are already subscribed to Mims, but if you are not, can one of my mods drop his link in the chat, please? And remember what I said to you guys on yesterday. I know I've been asking y'all for a lot of money this week because I've been asking y'all to buy this popcorn. But for the YouTubers that are boots on the ground in New York, if y'all have a few dollars, please make sure y'all bless their Cash App. Don't even send it to the super chat because the super chat they won't get till next month. If y'all have it in y'all, can y'all bless their Cash App? $5, $10, $20. New York is not cheap. A lot of these YouTubers are paying for hotel rooms. They're paying for food. They're paying for transportation. And they are coming down here and giving y'all play-by-play. Mims had a notebook full of notes yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all, and again, I know everybody don't have it, and that's fine. But if y'all go over to Mims and y'all are getting that good breakdown, if y'all could bless him, I appreciate that. But at the very least, you could bless him with a like and a subscribe. That's free. A like and a subscribe is free. Grown woman, don't try me. I saw you over there, baby. You did. I saw you Cash App him $50 yesterday. So yeah, y'all know New York is not cheap, and y'all know Mims is bougie. So he probably staying at the Four Seasons or something. Y'all know Mims is bougie. So so y'all know y'all could buy him a cappuccino or something. You know, he don't drink regular coffee. Y'all could buy him a cappuccino. Buy him what else? Buy him some sushi or something. Nah, that's my boo, but seriously. So I'll be over there in your bushes to hear what you had to say. But from where I was sitting, honestly, y'all, I'm waiting for cross-examination. If I'm being honest with you, I'm waiting for cross-examination. Because it'll be interesting to see. Now, let me say this to you guys. I told y'all this months ago. I know y'all hate when I tell y'all I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. But I told you guys months ago, probably going back to it was around October. And the reason why I remember where I was when I was having this conversation with my eye on the sky. I had this conversation with my eye on the sky, and I know I was in Louisville. So it was last October because I was in Louisville for the book festival. And I need y'all to hear what I'm saying. Today, what we found out, they played some of the freak off tapes for the jury. And what was mentioned was that it looked like Cassie was enjoying herself. And she was into it, right? And the prosecution was building up the fact that, well, she had to pretend like she was enjoying it and things of that nature, or what have you. And I told you guys back in October that a lot of those tapes, that there's a lot of freaky sex going on, but they weren't able to discern a whole lot of other stuff going on. And that there were even, some of those tapes where Cassie was initiating things and things of that nature. That does not mean that Cassie is not a victim. So again, do not misunderstand my words. Two things can be true at the same time, which is the conversation I had with my eye in the sky. Two things can be true at the same time. Okay. But I told y'all that those tapes were not like Diddy standing over the people, slapping people around. Like, the tapes weren't what we saw in the hotel, right? Don't expect to see this aggressive Diddy slamming people around. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what was on a lot of those tapes. That doesn't mean that Cassie wasn't a victim. That does not mean that she wasn't doing things under duress or she was high out of her mind. You know what I mean? So please don't misunderstand my words. But I told you guys that those tapes were not like, it probably wasn't what people were expecting to see on those tapes. And from what the questions that were being asked, and Mims can probably give y'all more information on what I'm saying. And Don listened to a lot. Well, he was going through the tweets as well. From the questions that were being asked, it sort of is building that foundation for that. Y'all know what I'm saying? The twins were not there today. They were not in court today, from my understanding. They weren't there today. His older sons were there today, but the twins were not, from my understanding. The other thing that came out in court today was that Cassie did confirm that she got a $20 million settlement from Diddy in her lawsuit. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I thought she got more money than that, because she was asking for 30 million, right? Wasn't she asking for 30 million? So I guess they negotiated down to 20 million. I'm sure there was some other things negotiated as well, but she did confirm that she got a $20 million settlement from Diddy. She also, I guess, came out that 33% of it went to her lawyers. Girl, I don't give a fuck. 33%. $20 million minus 33% is still a lot of damn money. Okay. But I thought she got more than 20 million. Because if 30 million was the asking price before you dropped the lawsuit. But that's what she asked for, 50 million. Oh, okay. Then the other thing that I want to say to you guys is this. No, she wasn't. Wait a minute. No, she wasn't. That's what the lawyer said. That spot was blank on the paper. What spot was blank on the paper? What, the amount? Is that what wait a minute, tell me. Tell me if I'm wrong. You saying she didn't ask for 50 million? I agree, Quake. I feel like he should have had to pay her attorney's fees as well. Now, the other thing I'm going to say to y'all, and I'm going to leave y'all with this, because I want y'all to go over the memes and get the full breakdown for those of y'all that are interested in getting it. The other word that I want y'all to hold on to as we go into the cross-examination. Y'all ready for the word of the day for tomorrow as we go into cross-examination? And some of y'all were bringing it up over on Pam's channel. Those of you that were in Pam's chat, some of y'all brought it up over there on Pam's chat. Oh, the amount of what she was seeking was blank, but she confirmed the 20 million, right? 30 million minus 33% is 20 million. I'm damn near standing at the LaQuinta end. No, you're not. No, you're not. But listen, y'all can help him stay at the LaQuinta. It's $99.99. Y'all can help them out. Are y'all ready for the word of the day for tomorrow? The word of the day for tomorrow, as cross-examination gets underway, immunity. I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. The word of the day tomorrow, as we get into cross-examination, is immunity. If Cassie got immunity, it'll definitely be brought up on cross-examination. That's all I'm saying. With that being said, did y'all drop Mim's link in the chat? Did one of my moms drop Mim's link in the chat? I'm standing in a box near the trial, and this shit was $3,500, and that was the cheapest one. So I feel blessed and humbled that people choose to help. Yeah, and I'm joking, but I'm serious. Even if he is like, what, no matter where he's staying, New York. I told y'all last year when me and Pam went to New York for that one day. When we went to New York for that one day for our Whitehead, I drove up, but we stayed in New York. We stayed in New Jersey. We literally stayed right across the tunnel, literally right there. And we were right near Hoboken. And baby, the hotel, which wasn't the Ritz. It was a nice hotel. Don't get me wrong. It was a nice hotel. And the Uber to the courthouse and back and food, baby, that thing was a couple of $100, and that was just for one day. So I can only imagine staying for a week and with everything, So again, if anybody has it in them, $5, $10, $20. I'm joking, but I'm serious. I'm joking because y'all know I love my memes. But I'm serious, you guys, for all these YouTubers that are boots on the ground. But of course, my baby Mims is boots on the ground. But anybody else that you follow or you support, like $5, $10, $20. This shit is it's not cheap. And y'all will be the first ones as soon as they drop their link. As soon as they drop their video, y'all be ready there to go hear it. Y'all know I don't do no whole bunch of asking for money. But if y'all could, it would be much appreciated. Okay. All right, y'all, we about to get out of here. We're about to get out of here, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace. Thank you again for everybody. Thank you for anybody that subscribed. If you haven't liked the video, please like it on your way out the door. I appreciate that. Thank you for everybody who purchased popcorn. And again, appreciate you guys, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.